On the spot when the salmon fishing season begins. The silence and stillness of the river have been replaced by tense expectancy, expectations that are soon to be met. For many, the start of the season is important, and on some stretches, it's the companionship that draws people to the river. The locals throng the river to see how the year's first salmon will be caught. This is one picture of the premiere. Meeting your friends by the river, maybe at a campsite. Now able to swing your rod and make your first cast at midnight on the first day of June, just as people have done for generations. The long winter's over, and the salmon and the fishermen have returned to Avcilar. Another sort of premiere is that of the lone fisherman, waiting by the campfire for the stroke of 12. He's far from the excited crowds you find on some stretches, but the expectation is just as great. Maybe I'll have a good salmon season this year. Fishing in June demands patience, and bites are few and far between. The fish are in peak condition, and it's now, in June, that you've got the chance to catch a really big salmon. And this is why so many fishermen are here, to meet and greet the first salmon of Avcilar.
Skal ikke smile når du fisker. Det er alvor. Med på der en 2-3 dager.
Avcilar is one of Norway's best salmon rivers. Size and character make it ideal for fly fishing. It's 80 kilometres from the sea to Steinfossen, where the salmon meet a natural barrier. Up here, the river is narrower and flows through a deep ravine. Further down, the valley becomes wider, and the river flows in peace for a while, only to be squeezed into one of the river's narrowest passages at Merk. At the end of a narrow ravine, the water's compressed between high cliffs, framing the river dramatically. In Meldal, the valley broadens again, and the river meanders slowly between the surrounding mountains. Slow stretches and short rapids intermingle with long, calm passages. Between Storos and Svorkmo, Orkla offers faster waters and a narrow, stony trough, which then flattens out on its way to the sea. The last 3 kilometres are a tidal area, and fishing is dictated by the ebb and flow, with water levels and currents changing rapidly and powerfully. The river's wide, and the gravel shoals move with every high tide, the river sometimes finding a new course.
Han går snett uppåt, så det där konstigt det såg ut.
Ja, det där fisken.
Där är linan går. Han var där uppe. Det blir samma resa igen. Nu är han på väg uppåt igen.
Ja!
Där satt han.
Grattis!
Orkla lax. Säsongens första.
Some fishermen come to the river by themselves, some with their friends, but many come with their families, which is why other exciting activities can be of interest. A few kilometres from the river is the Lukken Works, the terminus of the Thamshavbanen. This was Norway's first electrified railway, transporting both passengers and metal ores. Tourists can travel in time using the same carriages as were used at the opening in 1908.
Det var det å finne rett flue, vet du.
Jeg har ikke noe, vet du, i Gøvla fisker jeg med bare enkrokinger.
Så du det?
Ja. Den blir fin, vet du.
Nå har vi altså satt på en telemarkskonge. Så nå blir det telemarking mot
Trønder.
Trønder. Det blir bra. Så rogalending på stang, og da blir det topp.
Two-handed rods are normally used for salmon fishing, but modern rods have improved greatly, so that more and more fishermen use shorter one-handed rods. You find that you get a better feel when fishing, and above all, you get closer to the salmon when it's taken the fly.
Jeg får pyntevev til laksen min. Dette var finalen. Jeg tror de får bli med, så skal det bli røkelaks. Han tok noe aldeles sinnssvakt hardt. Ja.
The remains of old mines can be found all over the valley. In New Plassen, there are the remains of an old foundry, used for 100 years. It was started in 1664, when the first foundry in Svorkmo couldn't cope with all the iron ore produced. The ore was hauled, using horses, from the Hoydal mine and the mine in Lucken Works, which is now open for visitors. In the old mine, known as the Cathedral of Toil, you can see how the miners struggled with the ore in the 17th and 18th centuries. The largest cavern, Fargley Hall, is 15 metres high. The miners carried 40 to 50 kilos of ore at a time on their backs, and over 1 million trips would have been needed just to create this cavern. The hall is used for concerts today, as the acoustics are excellent. The repertoire includes traditional Norwegian folk music. Campsites are often associated with fishing on the Norwegian salmon rivers. Many a salmon fisherman has started his passion on a campsite. Even Orkla offers a genuine fishing camp where you can meet your soulmates. Companionship and socializing on the riverbank is an important part of fishing. Experienced fishermen share their knowledge, while every day someone learns personally about landing his first salmon.
Den går faktisk lidt. Ja. Men kan det ikke op her, vel? Hvad? Det kan mere kraftigt. Mener du? Nej, folk, det kan jeg ikke. Hvad kraftigt den? Det kan jeg ikke, for lige så stangen. Det får de er lige, fordi jeg vil sige, den er på. Mener du det? Jeg skal løbe af helt. Hvad? Hvad siger du?
Den her, mand. Den er ikke på den. Ja! Sådan, mand! Nu får den.